Welcome back to my third video on this channel. As I said in the previous video, this channel is made for me to discuss on any topic that I like. So today's discussion will be relevant to the Winter Olympics that concluded yesterday. I am going to talk about the phenom in freestyle skiing, Eileen Gu, and perhaps the most controversial figures in sports in the recent years. Straight off the back, I'll say this: I don't like Eileen Gu. I have no personal agenda against her, and I respect athletes. I don't want to hold any grudges against her. I don't want to hold jealousy against her. I don't hate her. But there's just something about her personality and everything that has been constructed around her that makes me not like her. I will not say that I hate her. I will say that I'm frustrated or irritated with her. But before that, what a match! Canada versus US. I was supporting Canada. There was no India in the Winter Olympics other than a few athletes. So I had to pick a side. So I chose to support Canada. And what a absolute banger of a match this was. Hats off to the US goalie. Canada could have won, but they missed opportunities. And the US goalie stood like a unpenetrable ball. No one could surpass him. It's great. I don't miss the third half. I did not watch the entire third half, but I watched the first and second halves and some part of third half. This was my first significant ice hockey match, and what a first match to have. It will live on my memory. And yeah, with that match, the Winter Olympics concluded. Now let's come back to Eileen Gu and why am I irritated with her? Where do I begin with her? The first thing that makes me hate her the most, and it is the most prominent thing about her, is her personality. I haven't watched a lot of her stuff like interviews and podcasts about her, but whatever I have watched and read about her, it seems like she has a fabricated personality. Everything about her is picture perfect. She's presented like this superior human being that we all need to bow down and pray to. And that's how it feels. Like what this girl doesn't have. This girl is rich. This girl apparently went to plastic surgery to make her eyes look more Western, and this caused a controversy. Don't quote on me for this. I'm just reiterating what I read on Reddit. And then many people have said this explicitly on Reddit that they think that Eileen Gu is a narcissist. The way she talks isn't what any usual person would. Now, yes, there are different styles of talking, and I agree about that. But you can tell when someone is fabricating their personality. Even when I was watching Eileen Gu yesterday in the half pipe freestyle skiing, and I saw her, it felt like I wasn't watching an athlete, I was watching a model. By the way, she is a fashion model. And she was just, gave this weird vibe about her. Like she was pretending that, the vibe that K-pop idols give when they meet with media. They try to be like this perfect image of themselves and stuff like that. That's what it felt to me. And I don't like that. The best word to describe her: narcissist, snobbish. Sorry for using this word. Absolutely sorry. I don't mean that. but high nose. That's what she appears to be. And that's my biggest gripe about her personality. She doesn't seem like a person that I will want to talk. And this is a line that I'm taking directly from Reddit. And I agree with her. And this is super lame, and don't get me wrong, trying to critique her for something like this. And I get it that she's an elite, that she comes from a rich family and that she has achieved too much for her age. And so I get it that maybe there's a arrogance, maybe you can call it self-confidence, but there's definitely a part of her that looks down on others. Oh my god, what am I even saying? This is sounding like girl gossip or something like that. Back bitching her. Yeah. But that's my thoughts, and I won't hold them back. I will just say it as it is. And what then? Yes, and her entire fiasco with China and US. I'm not going to mind this. The entire politics with China and US. That's a separate topic. But still, I will say this: that Eileen Gu, you should come honestly. Like, I've heard that China doesn't allow for dual citizenship, so it makes no sense why she's competing for China despite retaining her U.S. citizenship. So that's one point for people to hate her for political stances. And when asked about criticism for US, like racism and stuff like that, she's very vocal. But when the same question is asked for China, she remains silent and deflects the question. And this really nudges the people wrongly. No, I don't know, but I will predict one thing with this video: that Eileen Gu is digging a grave for herself. In near future, she's going to burn down and crash. We will see generational crash for her. And I don't wish anything like this. I don't wish this on her. There's definitely something very weird going on with China. Like, I heard a conspiracy, don't go down me this. I have heard a lot of things on Reddit, that before competition she met with Xi Jinping, or her mother met with Xi Jinping, or they both met with Xi Jinping, I don't know. But he had some kind of discussion with Xi Jinping, and then after that she shifted. And yes, some people can argue that there are other athletes that have done this, like Duplantis, that pole vaulter who competes for Sweden. But there's a difference. Like, Duplantis isn't so public about him. He's just a private man. He trained in US, sure, and he competes for Sweden completely fine. But he just keeps everything private. He isn't coming off as this like narcissist that is showing everyone, oh, I have done this or I have done that. Like Eileen Gu, like she's coming there and telling us that she went to Stanford and studied quantum physics, but she didn't study quantum physics. She studied something else. She can play piano, she can do fashion, and she is the phenom in freestyle skiing, blah blah blah. It feels like she's trying to measure self-worth with these things, and I don't know what she's trying to achieve with this. Like, is she trying to make us feel inferior? I don't know. She seems like one of those Asian kids that parents fantasize about. Like, oh my god, look at them. This girl or guy who's like can't do anything. But many of these things are like plain lies. They're like a lie about studying quantum physics. Again, this is from Reddit. So I don't know. Oh my god, I'm going to give so many contradictory statements. Just don't sue me. Just don't sue me. Okay, let's go. What's left more about her? Yeah. So that like I was saying, Duplantis isn't a public figure like Eileen Gu. Duplantis is very private about his life. There's not much gossip there. He's just minding his business. And of course, there's a difference between competing for Sweden and competing for China. And Duplantis actually has like great grandmother, a Swedish grandmother, so he has that connection, and so he's competing and he's like announcing it to the world. Oh my God, I'm competing for Sweden! Ha ha ha! And it's not like all of a sudden he's getting substantially more money than what he was earning before. No, he's just completely fine. He's just sitting there and competing. That's all. Eileen Gu isn't. She's become a fashion icon. Good for her. She's like earning millions, millions, and millions, and apparently the government is also paying her. So things are weird with Eileen Gu. Things are weird. If you ask Duplantis why he's competing with for Sweden, I think he would give you a frank answer, not the same with Eileen Gu, who's deflecting the question. And everything with China that's going on against US and everything China has done, like all the human rights violation, phalana phalana, it's not really looking good for Eileen anyway. And she says that she's doing it because she wants to inspire Chinese girls. Like, seriously? I mean, the same thing applies to like US. You're a US citizen, so you could just say, "I'm doing this to inspire US kids," like, or you could just abandon this nationality and be like, "I'm inspiring kids all around the world to be like me." This seems like this propaganda or something like that. And I have read reports on her that look very shady, that her mother, okay, is a first generation Chinese immigrant to US. She studied in, in a US university and was on a speed skating team, and she was also a free skate trainer at a resort. Don't quote me. And the owner of the resort was apparently a Chinese that supported her. This really seems really weird. One thing for sure, that Eileen Gu is hated, and she's hated a lot by many people, and she's loved. She's a controversial figure. That's all I have to say. I don't want to hate her, to be honest. I don't want her to accuse of anything, but I still feel strongly about her, that this girl is very, very irritating at first stage. She isn't one that will inspire people. Maybe in China she will inspire people, maybe other places, but she's not going to inspire me or many other people like me. And I don't want to associate with any other group, any of people. I don't want to associate with people who hate her. I don't want to associate with trolls. I don't want to associate with people who like praise her and like idealize her. No, no. But I also want to point out what I think about her. So yeah, this is all I have to say about Eileen Gu. Is this all I have to say about her? Again, I'm reiterating this, her personality around this controversy that has happened with her. Her personality has went under radar. She is not a person that I would like to talk. And even when I was watching the half pipe, she was behaving very weird. Like I said, that she was pointing towards camera in a way that she is like the center of this event, and she wasn't acting like an athlete, she was acting like a fashion model, which she is anyway, so that's there. But the British athlete there that won the bronze, and some controversy happened there too. Some people said that the judging was biased towards China, especially Eileen Gu and the second Chinese girl who scored silver. So the British athlete wasn't really mingling with Eileen Gu. They were separated. They didn't shake hands. They didn't, got close to each other. There was an awkward air between them, Eileen Gu and the British athlete. And by the way, the British athlete is also again half American, half British, and she's competing for Britain. But her reasons are different, because US doesn't support Winter Olympics that much, so she's competing from Britain because Britain supports her. So that's for financial reasons. B. Britain is an ally, and I mean, it isn't as bad as China. And it's not as shady. Like, she has been competing for Britain ever since. She's been competing for a long time. She's not like Eileen Gu, right? Competed for US for a decent amount of time and then suddenly switched. And yes, that is there. And what I have to say about her. Nothing more about what I have to say about her, And your ending ceremony concluded too. I wasn't able to watch it. I didn't want to catch the opening ceremony, and I also didn't catch this one. It was just happening late at night. It started at midnight. I did watch a little, but my parents were not home. I would have watched it. But whatever. And Geo Hotstar, you suck. You suck. You absolutely suck. What do you mean you're not going to air 3 days of Olympics? The preliminaries are happening. I want to watch those preliminaries. And what do you mean that you're not also going to broadcast the opening ceremony for the Olympics and going to just upload it? And what do you mean you will miss the first day? And what do you mean you're going to air the next days, but there will be only one channel for sports when it is multidisciplinary sports, there's multiple sports going on? Like, what are you even doing? Please. For the Paralympics, don't do that. I'm going to watch Paralympics. Not a lot. I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Winter Olympics too. I was just so much exhausted anyway. I lost my mind over it. I tried VPN, I tried connecting to Canadian server and downloading CBC Gem, and it just didn't work. And I also got a free subscription, but that also didn't work. Maybe it's my internet. God knows what happened. So I skipped many events, but hey, I'm satisfied. I was introduced to many new sports like freestyle skiing. I will still be following Alan Gu. Maybe I want her to lose. I was rooting for her to lose. No, please forgive me. I just want to love her. I will also be following freestyle skiing. Freestyle skating. Freestyle skating, and I've heard about its drama from a long time. Like the two big drama, and everything that the Russians did at 2020 Olympics. Before that, everything that happened, I know about all of that. I also watched ICU just a few months before the Winter Olympics. And the rhythm dance is my favorite part of freestyle skating. And whatever happened with Conrad is sad. I genuinely like him. And there's like sports like curling too, and there's sports like freestyle skiing, and the snowboarding. I don't know what snowboarding. I don't feel bad about that. And there's bobsleigh, the skeleton, and all kinds of sports that I got introduced to. So yeah, a new world has opened for me. I didn't used to watch Olympics a lot, and this is my first time following following Olympics so closely. And this is all I have to say for now.